Dear students, today we are going to discuss the case of a transistor amplitude modulator circuit. So we have already know the case of a common emitter amplifier. A slight change from a common emitter amplifier will be able to produce an amplitude modulator circuit. So here what we have done is that in the case of usual common emitter amplifier, we have a signal here and we have taken the output from here. So but here we have to apply the carrier is applied as the signal part here, then signal is included in the emitter of this one. So this can act as a amplitude modulator circuit. The amplitude of the So here you can read this as the amplitude of carrier wave varies in accordance with the strength of the signal. The amplitude modulated output is obtained across the load RL, and it is also to be noted that carrier would not influence the voltage gain. Only the modulating signal should do this, and to achieve this objective, carrier should have a small magnitude and the signal should have a larger magnitude. കാരിയറിന് എപ്പോഴും ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് കുറവായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാരിയറും നമുക്ക് സിഗ്നലിൻ്റെ ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് കൂടുതൽ എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് ഈ ഒരു സർക്യൂട്ടിൽ നമുക്ക് മോഡുലേഷൻ നടത്താൻ ചാൻസ് ഉള്ളൂ. ഫ്രീക്വൻസി ഓഫ് ദ കാരിയർ ഈസ് വെരി ഹൈ. Also if ES is applied to the emitter resistance circuit, amplifier circuit amplifies the carrier waves. Since the gain of the amplifier is A, then the output will be A into EC. So you know, if the circuit has a gain of A, and that will be, in this case it is output voltage divided by input voltage divided by output voltage. So here the input voltage is EC and the output voltage is EO. So here we have the gain of a circuit is given by output VO divided by V in. So here VO is we can write it as EO, and V in we can write it as it is EC here. So output voltage will be equal to A into EC. So since the modulating signal is applied to the emitter circuits, so here carrier ആണ് നമ്മളുടെ സിഗ്നലിൻ്റെ പർപ്പസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. യൂഷ്വൽ കോമൺ എമിറ്റർ ആംപ്ലിഫയർ ആയിട്ട് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഈ കേസിൽ സിഗ്നലിൻ്റെ പ്ലേസിൽ നിൽക്കുന്നത് ഈസിയാണ്. സോ ആംപ്ലിറ്റ്യൂഡ് ഓഫ് ദിസ് ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് വിൽ ബി എ ടൈംസ് ഈസി ആയിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ ആ എ ടൈംസ് ഈസി എന്നുള്ളത് ഔട്ട്പുട്ടിനെ ഇഫക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്ന മെത്തേഡ് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് we have to make the amplitude of the carrier is made very small, and the signal which we have applied at the emitter circuit should be very large. In that case, the circuit will be act as an AM modulator, and we will get an output like this. The output will be that is an amplitude modulated wave. That is, amplitude is varied accordance with the signal. Next, we have to find out the power in an AM wave. The power dissipated in any circuit is given by V square divided by R, where V is the voltage across the circuit and R is the effective resistance. Suppose we have the peak voltage is given, then V RMS will be equal to V peak divided by root 2, or V peak V RMS is equal to Vm divided by root 2. That is here Vm, instead of Vm we have taken V peak. So if the maximum voltage is V peak, then V peak divided by root 2 will be equal to the RMS value of the voltage. So in the case of an AM wave, we have three amplitude components. One is EC, and the other one MEC by 2, and the third one is again MEC by 2. And then for the carrier power, we can write it as the power of the carrier is EC divided by root 2, that is its voltage, RMS voltage, PRMS square of the carrier wave, that is EC divided by root 2 the whole square divided by R, that is equal to EC square divided by 2R. Root 2 the whole square will be equal to 2. So this is the carrier power of the carrier. Next we have to evaluate the power of sidebands. So sideband is having an amplitude of MEC divided by 2. So this is the amplitude of the this sideband. So it's a RMS value will be MEC divided by 2 into root 2. So that is this is the total value divided by root 2, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ peak value divided by root 2. So the power will be equal to this term square divided by r. So that will be equal to m square EC square divided by this will be equal to 4 into 2, that is equal to 8 into r. So the power of one sideband is equal by m square MEC square. So it is m square EC square divided by 8r. Then for the total power band, here we have evaluated the total power of sidebands. It is this term plus again this term, so that will be equal to m square EC square divided by 8r plus m square EC square divided by 8r. So that will be equal to m square EC square divided by 8r LCM. In the numerator it will be 2 and 4, 8 will be get cancelled. So it will be equal to m square EC square divided by 4r. So for the first expression which we have obtained is the power of the carrier, and here this is the total power of the sidebands. So total power of IM wave will be equal to PT will be equal to PC plus PS. So PT plus PS will be equal to, we can write it as EC square divided by 2R plus m square EC square divided by 4R. So you can take EC square by 2R outside. So inside bracket we have 1 plus m square by 2. So this is the expression for total power. So we have three equations. One is the expression for PC that you have to remember, that is equal to EC square divided by 2R. Then the total power of sidebands, that is equal to m square EC square divided by 4R, and the total power it has EC square by 2R into 2 plus m square by 2. So here we have taken the LCM 2 and 2 plus m square. So we have three expressions here. Now next we are evaluating the fraction of the total power carried by the sidebands, PS divided by PT, which we are taking. So that will be equal to m square EC square divided by 4R divided by EC square by 2R into 2 plus m square by 2. So that will be equal to m square EC square, you can EC square by 4R is getting cancelled from both the terms, EC square by 4R. Then in the numerator we have m square, and in the denominator we have 2 plus m square. So always this m is less than 1. So for the maximum value, suppose m is equal to 1, in that case it will be the power ratio of the power of the sidebands to the total power will be 1 by 3. So for different values of m, we can find out the ratio of the power. When m is equal to 0, we have the power PS divided by PT as m square divided by 2 plus m square. So that is equal to 0 square. 0 square divided by 2 plus m square, that is equal to 0. So in that case the ratio of the power will be equal to, that is there is no power in the sidebands. When m is equal to 5, we can 0.5, we can calculate this value as 0.5 square divided by 2 plus 0.5 square. So in that case it is 11.1%. Then the maximum possible m value is equal to 1. So in that case it is 1 by 1 square divided by 2 plus 1 square, that is equal to 1 by 3, that is equal to 33.3% of the total power. So what we need is the signal, and that signal is contained in the sideband frequency, and only 33% of the total power of the signal is, the total power is contained in the sidebands. So as an example, we can take the case of a 600 watt total power. Out of this, only under the condition of m equal to 1, m equal to 100%, that is 1 by 3 of that is 200 watt is present in the sidebands, two sidebands. Then remaining 400 watt is included in the carrier. So the sideband power represents the signal content, and the carrier power is that power which is required as the means of transmission. Now suppose we take the ratio of PS by PC. So PS is AC square by 2R and PS is m square AC square by 4R. Dividing these two quantities, we can cancel. M square divided by 2R will be cancelled. Then remaining factor will be equal to m square divided by 2. So PS by PC is equal to half m square, or PS will be equal to half m square PC. So different relations between PT, PS, and PC we can evaluate. So this expression gives the relation between total sideband power to the carrier power. Next we can come to the case of the limitations of amplitude modulation. The first limitation is in an amplitude modulated wave, the signal is in the amplitude variations of the carrier wave, and in AM transmission all natural and man-made noises superimpose in the modulated wave, and the noises are electrical disturbance and it will distort the amplitude. As the radio receiver cannot distinguish between the amplitude variation that represents noise and the signal, and the reception is generally noisy. So the first limitation of the AM modulation is the reception will be noisy, and these noises are unwanted signals, that is the signals which are here in the case of AM modulation, always the amplitude of the carrier is changed. So all the disturbances from the outside also can vary the amplitude of the carrier wave. So that is also transported as part of the modulation. So along with the signal, this disturbance produces because of the noises from outside is also carried by the AM wave. So that is one of the disadvantage of this or limitations of the AM modulation. Then the second one is in amplitude modulation, useful power is in the sidebands, and in AM wave this has low sideband power. So even if the modulation index factor is 100%, sideband power is only 1/3 of the total power. So the efficiency is very low. In the case of AM modulation, the efficiency is very low, and that can be explained based on this, that is only 30% of the total power is included in the two sidebands. And the third limitation is that due to low efficiency of amplitude modulation, the transmission employing this method will have small operating range, that is message cannot be transmitted over long distances. So it has low efficiency, and because of its low efficiency, the signal cannot be transmitted to large distances. And the fourth limitation is the lack of audio quality. So in order to attain high fidelity reception, all audio frequencies up to 15 kHz must be reproduced. So this requires a bandwidth of 30 kHz, and since both sidebands must be produced, but AM broadcasting stations are assigned a bandwidth of 10 kHz to minimize the interference from adjacent broadcasting stations. So this means that highest modulating frequency can be 5 kHz, which is hardly sufficient to reproduce the music properly. So fourth limitation ആയിട്ട് പറയുന്നത് ലാക്ക് ഓഫ് ഓഡിയോ ക്വാളിറ്റിയാണ്. അതായത് ഒരു നല്ല ഹൈ ഫിഡിലിറ്റി റിസപ്ഷൻ നമുക്ക് ഒബ്റ്റെയിൻ ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് എല്ലാ ഫ്രീക്വൻസിയും 15 kHz വരെയുള്ള എല്ലാ ഫ്രീക്വൻസിയും നമുക്ക് റീപ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതായിട്ട് വരും. അതിലാണ് മ്യൂസിക്കിൻ്റെ ഒക്കെ ഫ്രീക്വൻസികളൊക്കെ വരുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇഫ് FS is equal to 15 kHz, ടോട്ടൽ ബാൻഡ് വിഡ്ത്ത് വിൽ ബി ഈക്വൽ ടു 30 kHz ആയിരിക്കണം. പക്ഷേ എല്ലാ AM സ്റ്റേഷൻസിനും അലോട്ട് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്ന ബാൻഡ് വിഡ്ത്ത് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ 10 kHz ആണ്. 10 kHz ബാൻഡ് വിഡ്ത്ത് ആണെങ്കിൽ സിഗ്നൽ ഫ്രീക്വൻസി ഷുഡ് ബി 5 kHz. So signal, if its frequency is greater than 5 kHz, it will not be carried by these AM stations. So we have a lack of audio quality. So these are the four limitations of the AM amplitude modulation. Now we can see one of the problem related to this. A carrier wave of 500 watts is subjected to 100% amplitude modulation. Determine the power in sidebands and power of the modulated wave. So here given it as carrier wave power is 500. So PC we have 500. Then we have PS. The expression for PS is half m square PC. Then here m is given as 1. So it is equal